do it. I'm going to try to do it. This is still a little loud. All right. So this file is made by RK Gallery. It's from BlendSwap. I'm going to be trying to use it today. It's in my downloads. The license says I have to credit RK Gallery, and I did. Okay. I'm not going to do it this way. I'm just getting the files. Don't worry about it. There's going to be some extra commentary I'll need to make, so. This video is super long again. Just don't worry about it. There are a few things that I get sadly, punishingly wrong, but don't worry about it. Just if you notice anything wrong with this model, do a better job on yours. Something to keep in mind just generally, as much as you can, work to the AnyTaur's existing proportions, especially the head bone, the pivot point of the head bone. I call it the viewpoint kind of interchangeably, but as long as you work to this head pivot height and position and stuff, you can change the hind body however you want, but just head pivot height and distance apart of your legs and various things. Look, just do your best. The rig will work more or less with whatever you do. But if you'd prefer it work more rather than less, kind of follow along and don't deviate much more than what I'm doing. Because you can fix just about anything that you wind up with, but it will take a lot of trial and error. If you just want things to mysteriously work properly, work to this head pivot and just kind of follow along with what I wind up doing. One of the things I regret about how I wind up doing this model is I don't fix the horse's shoulder and upper arm to be a little more anatomically accurate, and that kind of compromises the horse's eventual front leg action later. So that's a regret that I have. If you are struggling with where you're placing your bones in your animal, please go look at a skeletal reference, and that will get you a lot closer if you have a confusing model like this. This actually winds up confusing me with how this person wound up rigging these legs. Something else you might notice is this dude's head winds up twisted a little bit, and I don't notice it all because I don't look at human beings. I only look at animals. Just ignore that. I'll recount anything else as I remember it. I make a lot of mistakes in this video, including some really important ones. Whoops. So don't slavishly follow along with what I do. That would be bad. I'm going to try to have instructions to some degree, at least of the most important part, which I get completely backwards. I will put correct instructions down in the comments, I think. It would be cruel and unusual of me not to. Basically, what's important here is that before you even touch my garbage, use the models plural, your models plural, your models singular. Use your existing rig to get yourself in an AnyTaur pose. That means that you're matching my head bone pivot point with your head bone pivot point, that your legs are straight up and down in a relaxed standing pose. It's gonna work okay. It's not gonna work that well. It won't be as good as it could be if you have really crouched leg bones. You want them standing straight up and down as much as you can, like human legs. And you want yourself posed with your feet on. So the AnyTaur's default legs are human width apart, like human foot width apart. So you want your feet to be on the AnyTaur feet in your pose. As much as possible. The wider your stance is, the more you'll roll inappropriately later. I kind of tell you something wrong at some point in this video. So yeah, absolutely, you have to have same head pivot as me. Other than that, kind of go wild, but try to get your feet as close to being AnyTaur width apart as possible. Your legs can be, your shoulders can be wide, and then your feet can be in close together in the front. That would be fine. It's just going to be better for you to have your feet human foot width apart. What else? I don't know. That's kind of it. This model wound up being a Rigify model, just like me, and it had very simple weight paint to deal with. But one thing to keep in mind that I wound up not only sort of accidentally covering here is you want your hind hips weight paint group to pretty much reach all the way forward to the front of your body, and just not hit hind chest. And you want your bend weight paint group, this will make sense later, to reach all the way back and just not hit the actual bone of your hips, because between bend in front and hind hips in the back, those two bones are the only ones that deform your hind torso. Hind chest in front is kind of ahead of that whole stuff that's happening between those two. So if you wind up with vertex groups that probably aren't going to overlap, you might want to do what I do here, which is turn the whole hind half of your body, besides something that's unequivocally bend and unequivocally hind hips. Besides at least two of those groups, you'll definitely have at least those two. You might want to kind of merge the whole rest of your hind torso, kind of spine weight painting. Merge it all into one. Change it to half strength, and then add it both to hind hips and to bend with the vertex weight mix modifier. That would probably be okay. that might be an okay way to go about it. I don't do it here, and I kind of regret it, is that if you've got a bunch of accessories, anything that you want properly weight painted to your AnyTaur later, merge the meshes. Merge the meshes first before you do the vertex group renaming, weight painting stuff. Just merge everything that you want to keep later. Don't be like me. I wasn't thinking ahead. I do a lot of stuff on autopilot in this video, which is why I get like almost irretrievably confused over relatively straightforward stuff sometimes, because I work the computer like a pigeon pecking at a screen. Yeah. Merge your stuff so that you only have to do a certain amount of repetitive work one time. That means all your accessories. That might be a little complex on some models, but it will be worth just merge it. Merge, 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 merge.
For my character. And instead of me just commenting back, I thought I'd make a quick video just in case others out there had this same issue. And it's very when I select the character's mesh and press tab to enter edit mode, it went to something similar to this. And let's say I want my default pose to be with two different armatures and positionings. So what we want to first do is apply the first modifier here, which is the first armature. The drop down, select apply, and now we have this wacky formation here. Now, once we apply the armature, we have to select our rig, go to object mode, and hit the drop down and go to pose mode. Now, once in pose mode, what we need to do is go to the top here, select pose, go to apply pose as new rest position.
Still so fucking backwards. Forget it. Oh, I don't have cats. Got so mad.
To the modifiers tab here, and you want to hit this drop down and select duplicate. And something weird is going to happen when I do this. It's going to...
Okay. I hate this. Okay. That's the full Blender experience, is having to look simple shit up because you hate it. So I did this video very early in the morning initially, and now I'm doing it very late at night. Okay. I just joined them. You can see my stuff down here. Okay, maybe I don't need to do that. Technically, you don't have to apply this pose as default, but you do need to be able to get into this AnyTaur pose that I just described, right? Standing straight. You know, sometimes if you don't want to use cats or you get bad results with like your blend shapes, applying armatures and stuff, technically as long as you can weight paint yourself to my rig, after the fitting steps and all the weight paint has been fixed. The AnyTaur tail is like least suitable for horse tails, because most of this should just be hair. I guess I'd be good for maybe the first little bit of a horse tail. Okay, I'm gonna start talking more in a second. So yeah, like I said, if you're in some crazy other pose, technically my rig will still work. You'll still have to adjust my armature to fit yours, like this step I'm doing here. If you can't get yourself into my pose, all right, like you fully can't, your model is in some bogus other pose, forget manually putting yourself here, applying the armatures, everything else. Instead, and just take my rig bones and fit them to yourself in whatever your default pose happens to be, right? And just kind of like do your best, I guess. And then make sure after you've done that and you've switched to using my armature and you're all done, put yourself in this AnyTaur style pose and export your FBX in this pose, and the project will work. So you don't actually have to apply the armatures and like enforce this as a kind of like real default pose. But that's I feel like it would be kind of advanced to work that way. I don't do it that way, but if you get bad results using cats or whatever plugin to apply armatures and preserve shape keys, if you get bad results doing that, just try. You might want to reach out to me. I'll help you if that's you. I'll start at the top, like I just did, like start at the top. This guy doesn't have all the horse bones that he should. This happens. Do that a lot. So start at the top, but I don't know. Good luck. Actually, no, hold on. This is shoulder, upper arm, knee joint, shoulder. Nope, start at the top. Shoulder, upper arm. Right. Just said start at the top. Okay. Shoulder, upper arm. Forearm. Okay, whatever. Whatever. We'll see if that works. Because I am working to the base AnyTaur armature, like viewpoint height, I'm not going to change the width apart of the legs. He does not have wings, though. This happens to be pretty much fine. So. Actually kind of like where my head joint is on the skull better than the original rigging, so I'm just gonna deal with that. And thankfully, thank God, his hands don't have accessible fingers. Otherwise, I would also have to fit all of these fingers. Is there something messed up here? No. I do it from the front, and then I do it from the top. And then it's good. I don't think this is necessarily the best place for the shoulders to be for VR chat, but whatever. Yes. So this was. That's the spine. That's the neck. These have to stay together. So you pointed this way. This is hips again. This is hind chest. These have to stay together at their fat ends. Whatever. It's fine. All right. What I could do, but what I won't do because it's a horse, is I hate these ones. so that the feet are on the feet. That could be like so that now the hooves are on these feet. That might feel a little bit better in VR. Let's see. You know, like so. Oh, that looks fucking awful. Anyway, if you did a better job on this, it might be worth your while to put your feet on your feet if you can on your model. It will just it will roll a little less side to side. Well, no, it won't. It will just make you feel better. It's fine whether you do this or don't do this, but you can do this if you want. Just don't do it bad like I did. I kind of like those back legs, but the front ones are indefensible. Let's see if I were gonna. Horses don't do that. Okay, back legs were good. I'm gonna leave it. Shape the same. So I'm going to delete my old bones. And now I'm going to point these at the new, or the only remaining armature. And oh hey, this guy was Rigify, so I still have to rename all of these, but they look familiar. So, okay, so what I am doing in here on this guy. Actually, I shouldn't do this first. Edit mode. Okay. So I did the quick and dirty shrink of this dude. So some of these don't exist anymore. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to select via the vertex. Oh, no, I want that. Via this, I'm going to select the stuff that like clearly is no longer visible or present. Like, so I selected all that stuff. I don't see it at all because it's all shrunk to this ridiculous tiny point. Delete vertices. Okay, so he's still scrungled. But that won't be unnecessarily rendering like half of his body. Same for the horse. I mean, this is kind of a low poly model, so this isn't necessary. But if you're working with standard furry stuff, you probably want to do this instead of just leaving bits of you shrunk. So this is the horse. So neck. Nope, I definitely want to keep that. Keep that. Keep that. Jesus. Okay, well, I'm just going to deselect these manually. There. There. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'll delete faces. There. All right. Okay, back to what I was doing. So, my rig has armature. Hind chest is your root bone for the StepOne armature. And as a child of hind chest, your upper body has unique names for the bones. These bones are renamed. I'm sorry, they just are. At least we don't have to deal with finger digits on this test rig. So the hips, you have to rename to hips again, spine to spine again. I mean, I know these because I did them. Just look and see what they are. Okay, and then one thing I can also do is my dog barks hysterically in the background. Thank you, Beans! So I can do a little test. So that's the stuff I've gotten to. And then the stuff as I go along, I should. Okay, one thing I forget to do on this, because I stayed working pretty close to the AnyTaur rig itself. I only worked with it from the side. I didn't clear a bone roll. I didn't need to, but for luck, at some point, before you're done, go into edit mode on your armature, select all the bones, and go find the menu option for clear bone roll and clear your bone roll. Okay, do it for me. See things. What are these called? Shoulder.again.l. So I'm gonna copy that. And that. To get your like click timing right. That's nothing. Mom, you've got a timer going off. I'm recording a video, Mom. That's fine. Anyway, so that was fine. I don't know what column is, but it there was enough stray weighting to the other groups that it came along. All right. So his upper body is working now. And then this is...
Hi, Beans. You did a good job barking. You did. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me. Thanks for telling me about all the other puppies had stuff.
All right. Oh, what? He happened to name those tailbones the same as mine. That's funny. Okay. None of this other stuff's going to be here, though. Okay, so I've now moved all of the horse bones a little bit, and we're going to go through and do a similar thing here. I love this guy's rig. This is probably the easiest one I have ever done. Okay. I know what that is. That's my hind hips. Spine on the horse. I'll show you something to do with that. This is, and I'm just going through, so hind hips is obviously your hind.taur hips, okay? The middle, we're going to have to deal with to split it between the hind hips and the bend bone. And then like way up in front here, maybe I shouldn't have called this hind chest. Maybe I should have just called it bend. Like if there's only 3 weighted groups here, then maybe actually this should be bend. Okay, so if there's a group that's like clearly just in the front half, call it bend. If there's a group that's clearly just the butt, call it hind hips, and then we will split this between hind hips and bend ourselves in a minute. Okay, so and then if you imagine this creature just dropping its hind end into a sit, which horses don't usually sit, but you can actually train them to sit on giant beanbags, Google this to find out more. So if you have the front half of the body but it's like not back here, it's like what would not participate in a sit, then that's hind chest. That's not present. I'm just going to call this hips again. Even, this is, and that's not really there. Okay, none of that's there. Oh, how cute. This uses the same naming conventions. Okay, these are bogus, and I'm sorry. So we're on thigh for shoulder L. I'm copying that. I'm pasting it there. Expanding it. You can only do this from weight paint mode. Otherwise, your clicking back and forth here will like shoot you in and out of object mode and everything else. Okay. Upper arm. Thigh for forearm. Again, I'm starting at the top. You might get... Okay, I get really confused here because the person making the rig got briefly confused at one point. The cannon bone, no, the upper arm of the horse is like not in order here on the side. There are weight paint vertex group entries for it, but they're at the very end of the list. They're called like bone and stuff. So because they're not up here and I'm completely on autopilot, I get very confused for the next part, but just either scrub forward a little bit or just bear with it. Confused here, which I'm sorry if that happened. Did I mess up? Why are there these stray vertices? Those, unless he messed up, the creator messed up. Why are we missing some stuff? Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, so that is for me indeed shoulder L. This is upper arm. That's not forearm. That's paw. I got confused just now. The one that's missing is the horse upper arm, not the cannon bone. The cannon bone is the one beneath that. Yeah, the upper arm's missing. Anyway. Sorry if you don't know anything about horses. But basically, if you've ever seen the forearm, Jesus, the forearm is missing. God. Those comparative anatomy things that show that the horse's hoof is actually your fingertip. Wait, why is this still messed up? Okay, so shoulder, forearm, forearm, forearm. Is it not weighted? Dude, why is that not weighted? Hold on. I'm watching. It's not there. Okay, it's not my problem. He just weighted it wrong. It's like missing. Okay. Shoulder, upper arm. Forearm does not exist. Wish I... Okay, I'm at Control Z here because I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's okay. I'm not going to touch this. So shoulder, upper arm. He skips a bone. Now we're down at the cannon bone, which is indeed paw. And then that is beaks. Oh well. And then I'll have to manually add that. I don't know why it's not rigged at all there. But so at least, what? Well, he's got the mirror. What? No. Yeah. What? Okay. Eye for shoulder? No. Eye for shoulder arm. Yeah. Yeah, okay, there. I don't know. I was clicking wrong. Shin or upper. And then he skips a bone. Skips a bone? No, I'm being an idiot. There. Okay, forearm. But it's not. This is a cannon bone, so this is paw. Okay. That is beats. It's early in the morning for me. My apologies. Okay, so I'm just gonna add... Fuck it. No. I should do it. I have to do it. Okay, I'm gonna add the one that is missing. For some reason. You can turn on something that will like automatically symmetrize the things that you do. I'll try it. On the right side. Otherwise, I'll just do the other one manually as well. Why don't I see? There. Okay. So, the 5, shoulder, upper arm, forearm. And that's basically what goes there. I'll just give it, getting my tools. Very careful. Care about those ones. Okay. Sorry, I would just leave stuff in the way. Oh, good. It happened to take care of me. Okay. Then we're going to continue to go through. What? Oh. Okay. Hind thigh. Hind chest, hind spine, hind hips. This is easier. Thigh, hind thigh L. Shin, hind shin L. Thigh, hind shin L. This one is proceeding better. And we're, so we started from the top, we get to the bottom, we're missing a digit. That's fine. You just won't have the toe in this model in the back. Whatever. It happens. Thigh, shin, cannon bone. Mateo, just like I did. What is bone? Oh. Okay, his bad. So he didn't know what. He got confused about horse legs and just has these random unnamed groups at the bottom. Why are that too? What did I put as cannon bone? If he didn't have cannon bone. Sir. He's got a group. I don't know why he has it twice. Maybe he needed a little bit of his original scene that this model came from had them all beautifully posed running around. So maybe he had to do a slightly better job on one of the horse's legs to get it to. Yeah, this must be the one. Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to use that group. I'm going to not use that group. Well, what if it's good though? No, a hoof shouldn't. That shouldn't happen to a hoof. That's not how it works. I'm deleting those. But these ones I'm going to replace my little ones with his. Okay, so it's shoulder, upper arm, forearm. And that is on the left. There. And he's a little bit more than I would have managed. All right, now the only thing left is this hind torso. So I'm going to try, what I'm just going to do here is I'm going to duplicate this group. And show you the vertex weight merge again. Where does that live? What's going on here? That lives. Oh, these are not. Okay. Add modifier. Mix. Vertex weight mix. I don't know if it has to be on the top or what. I'll put it on top. So the top one is the one that you were adding things to. So to the group bend, I'm going to add spine. Vertex set all, mix mode, add. You probably want to add all your modifiers so that you can see them all working together at first and be like, does this look right? I don't care though. I'm just going to apply them as I go, but you can make problems for yourself if you do that. Vertex weight mix. So I added to bend. Now I'm going to add to hind hips. I'm going to add spine. Again, I saved a copy just in case something bad happened. All, add, apply. So now they just kind of, both hind hips and bend have this bone. And that doesn't look that bad. I mean, this is just a test rig. Pose, clear transform. What? Pose, clear transform all. But it could be better. Also, there's some stuff. Oh, that's the blanket on the horse? Okay. But there's also some stuff that could use a little help. So I'm just going to move hind hip. Well, the blanket's also in the way. Hide. Oh, okay. Well, actually, I probably should have. If I were going to use the blanket. Okay, I'm going to do it to blanket too. Okay, I'm on the blanket. Add modifier. Because so join your. If you've got something like this, join your shit first. Join your meshes together, and then you only have to do it once. Vertex weight mix. Get 2. Bend. Fuck this. He's not gonna have the blanket. I should have merged it. Oh well. No, he's not. Be strong. He's not gonna have the blanket. No, I want him to have the blanket. Okay. What's going on with this blanket? Do it properly. So I don't need to do anything here except spine. Wait. Or this behind chest. Actually, it's a bend. Okay, and then this has to be split between them. Okay. I already have vertex weight mix 2. Hind hips. I'm adding spine. All at I know I have to do that. Why is it not in pose? Because Armature is not pointed at it. There. Mix. Vertex. Weight mix. To bend. There. Now he has his blanket. Okay, then I will. Well, yes, I will. I wanted to fix. Looks like there is some. No, what? I thought there were some stray vertices. Maybe this is not in the right order. Is this supposed to be that? Maybe? I don't know. I mean, he didn't have it in that order, but I did. Why do I see stray stuff here? Oh, I don't know. That's in the stray. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Whatever. I don't care. Somebody else weight painted this, and they did a better job than I would, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Okay. So you have your dude, and he is a horse. So it was kind of strong to put that spine group at full strength for both of them. Weight paint. See the dots. Okay. This is also still broken, but if I bend, so I click back. Oh, yes, no. I click back and forth a few times for luck.
So what I'm trying to convey here with the levels feature is levels tends to apply itself to like the previously selected vertex group when I try to do it and not the one I'm actually on unless I click back and forth like this. That's what I'm doing. I have no idea what Blender is doing by whether that's the intended function or if this is a bug or why this bug has been here for so long. But anyway.
Then I can go to weights levels and I'm going to say the gain is half strength and it worked. Hind hips. I probably should have done that before I merged it in. Whatever. So I'm going to click back and forth a few times. Weights, levels, half strength. Okay, so I should have done that first. Bend. Back and forth. Weights, levels, half strength. Hind hips. Click back and forth for luck. Weights, levels, half. Okay. That's a bit better now. Still should have done it before. I should have halved the spine group before I added it. First to one and then to the other, but whatever. Okay, also we want to limit total to 4 because VRChat does that. Just so you can get a... VRChat will also do that automatically, but you might want to do it here so you know what's going on. Total to 4. All right. And now, do repair. And I am also a Rigify rig. I was once a Rigify rig, so I don't foresee any problems on the human, but if you had extra bones, like a chest and an upper chest, you would have to use the vertex weight mix to fuse them together. If you had twist bones, you can go ahead and keep them. I guess this guy doesn't, so I can't showcase that, but if you don't know what's up with twist bones, because you're not up to adding them yourself or transferring them to yourself, just merge the twist bones, like pose the thing and then see if merging the twist bone group to one bone or the other bone like fixes stuff, or just delete it. Just do your best. All right. If you've been cursed with twist bones and you don't know what's going on. Okay. So this guy, I already renamed everything on this guy. So we're good. We're good. Oh, a bit of a scrungly horse. No, this is actually a really good horse. I don't want to be down on this horse. This horse is actually great. That's what it attracted me to this model. I mean, like, horses are hard. Oh, I see why you did that before with the different weight paint, but I just couldn't handle the hoof collapsing. Whatever. He's kind of, you know, it's people don't know what's up with this joint. It's very difficult. So I respect that he had trouble. Okay, I'm having too much fun. That's really cool. Actually, I like this model. All right. Step 2. Where is my project? Thank you. Oh, I got a letter. Where's my project? I don't know. Go to your projects and find the StepTwo blend file, and we are appending it. And all you need is the armature. But if you do objects and you bring along my little biped, you'll see my little historical biped. I used to have a biped mode. I might put it back on again someday. This would be how people would see me if they didn't have my features shown. Just my little internal biped, but we're deleting that. Delete. Oh, why won't you delete? Oh, because I'm in pose mode. Delete. Okay. What you can see here is because we rigged this guy, we rigged the upper body humanoid like to this rig without changing the viewpoint. That was important. Excuse me. That was pretty important. I think that's important. That might be less important now. All these.
It is still very important.
Bones are slightly off. Now, if you don't give a damn and you just can't handle it, like, you don't have to fix this. It's fine. Because this will all be rotation constrained to you. It's still gonna look like it's moving correctly. It's just gonna be a little bit off from what you're actually doing. So you might notice your hand position is not quite like technically correct. So if you don't give a damn, that's fine. But maybe if you were in like a T pose versus my A pose, you'd have to fix it. But if you're in two kind of like equivalent A poses, it's your choice. But I'm going to show fixing it. Wait, excuse me. Edit mode. What's happening? No, that's right. Okay. I'm going to fix it though. So I'm going to leave the viewpoint alone. Fix it from the top. Just kind of get it close. Don't kill yourself zooming way in and trying to get it perfect. Does not need to be absolutely perfect. I love that this guy was also a Rigify rig. That just made it so much easier. Okay. So now we are, thank God he doesn't have fingers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now the StepTwo armature has one thing that needs to happen.
Okay, brace yourself. I'm going to get this next bit very wrong. Very wrong. But I will then show myself fixing it. And so one of the main features I consider a strong point of my rig is that it is pretty robust to going back and forth between Unity and Blender and just fixing things as you go along. So be prepared. Do not follow what I do here. Wait until I fix it.
Collapse. Okay, I have to go there. You know, edit mode was fine. Oh, duh. Okay, so take your StepOne rig, click on it, shift click, get the other one, and Control J is what I do, and you can see my shit down here. So now they're joined. This armature has to be named armature, I'm pretty sure. Why aren't these in there? Go. Whatever, I'm not in charge of Blender. Armature. Oh, this doesn't have any blend shapes. If this had like Miku Miku Dance blend shapes and stuff, you'd have to figure out which one has your face. Name it body. That's just for Miku Miku Dance though. You don't need, thought I deleted that. Don't pay attention to the bone collections. That's nothing. The do not weight paint shit, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. So we're going into edit mode. And this root is from your StepTwo armature. Open it up, find your hips, click on them, then control click on your hind chest. So that selects
no
first hips and then hind chest. Control P for parent, keep offset.
No.
That's it. This guy is now ready. This is a fully ready to go AnyTaur for the next step. I don't know if I have my project ready. Okay, so that then I'll do Unity setup in a subsequent video here in a second. So stay tuned. Right, while I wait for Unity to finish opening, I'm just gonna see if I can't maybe turn on soft select. Just kind of. Just kind of make him a little more. No. Cover that embarrassing seam just a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I have to grab them this way. Where are you going? From the side to make sure I get both because the mirroring was failing. Oh, no, that's too bad. That's fine. Okay, that's just a little graceful. All right. Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. Perhaps. I messed up its outfit. On the right one, you. Come on. What the heck? Nope, that one. I don't know, man. Don't hire me as a tailor. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Unity's open. So this is what you'll see. I think I just opened this up briefly for some other reason at one point. If you want to look at the example AnyTaur, you can. I already know what's up with it, so I'm just deleting it. Okay. Did I export? Okay. So this guy's ready. Object mode. We're gonna file, export, FBX. So this is the wrong project. AnyTaur V14 fixed is where we currently are. Just put it somewhere you can find it. It's fine. This is. So you need to apply FBX all scaling and uncheck bake animation for luck. Export. When Blender responds, you can tab over to. Good, I'm recording. You can tab over to Unity. Find your. Where is he? Testator. All right, you can find your guy. And this is very important because we did.
Another thing that's important, you notice how I dragged the model over into the whatever that's called, into the hierarchy. Do that. If you drag him directly into the scene and he shows up at a random position, the script is not going to work correctly unless the model is at position 0, 0, 0 and at rotation 0, 0. You know, the model has to be in the right place, facing the right direction, and it will come in properly if you put it in the hierarchy to the side. Just remember that. And if you have weird mystery problems, you have to do everything from 0, 0, 0.
We actually did change the StepTwo humanoid a little bit, so we'll probably need to re-import this guy. So I will show that even though I hate it. So change this guy to humanoid, which again, you'll have to do if you had to change the arms from a T pose down to the A pose, or you if you didn't change anything, if you were a quadruped and you properly matched your viewpoint and you didn't change
anything, you can just reuse the project's existing humanoid avatar definition. If you're the same size, everything.
Just in case it's not quite clear, when I mean you didn't change anything, I mean you didn't change anything on that step 2 humanoid armature. You actually can change anything you want on the regular AnyTaur, except you can't disrupt the hierarchy and you can't delete anything except your arms and or wings. All right. Other than that, you can do anything on the StepOne armature. But if you want to reuse the humanoid avatar definition this comes with, you cannot change anything on the StepTwo humanoid armature. Okay.
But if you can't, this is what you're going to have to do. Create from this model, apply, and it's going to fuck everything up. And then you have to fix it. Configure. Don't be alarmed don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. Your core humanoid is not weight painted, so your arms are not going to follow these. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, no, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Okay, so you need hips. Okay, collapse all the tar stuff. Go to your... What? Did I do something backwards? I think I did something backwards. I did something backwards. Hold on. That was dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. Okay. This is backwards. Confidently does something backwards. Okay. The hind chest should be a child of hips. It looks like I could just swap that around and it was fine and everything came through correctly. Okay, so at least that's an easy fix. So if you're an idiot and you do what I just did, just go back and try to do the reparent thing in the opposite direction and it will be fine. You don't need to scratch your head or go crazy. It should go armature. No, I messed it up. Okay. It needs to go armature, root, hips, root. Okay, yes. Armature, root, hips, hind chest, all the rest of it. All right, just like this. That's what you need. All right. File, export, FBX. Someday. Just delete this one and then re-export this one again with FBX all. Wait for Blender to be completely done and then tab over to Unity. I might need to refresh this. I don't know. Armature, yeah, this is like cached. Armature, root, hips. Okay, armature, root, hips. I didn't save anything. Go back to configure. All right. So hips. Collapse hind chest. Spine. Chest. There's no upper chest. Delete that. All right. You don't just collapse everything under the again. You don't use any of that. Hips, spine, chest. Shoulder. Firm hands. Shoulder, upper arm, forearm, hands. Oh, you got the legs somehow. Oh, because, no, I don't know. Somehow it got the legs. Normally these are screwed up too. Yeah. Neck, head. Oh, I hate doing fingers. Okay, so for this model, I'm just going to do the proximal joints because he's got little fists anyway. But honestly, if this is an avatar that you're really attached to and you really want to use, you need to assign all 3 finger bones because your fingertips, to my knowledge, unless they've changed it, your fingertips are what you use for interacting with things like buttons. And if you just have proximal finger joints, you won't be able to call the elevator in a lot of circumstances. But I'm just going to put proximal ones because technically you only need, actually you don't even need all of your fingers, but I can manage just hitting the proximal ones here, even though I hate it so much. Oops. Yeah. So let's just fit a thumb. No one else. proximal. Oh, I didn't get middle proximal. I put it in the wrong place. Not again. I do not want the again stuff. Collapse that. Middle. Same for this, but I'm just gonna go away. It's too confusing. I think technically you only need like a couple of fingers and a thumb. I don't know, but I do know you can absolutely. Okay, if you just put these proximal joints in and nothing else, one of your hands, the fingers are going to be rotated a little oddly because you need at least 2 bones, like proximal and intermediate, for the one of your hands to have the correct rotation on things. Listen, that's not, I don't care about that right now. Okay, no, I don't. Why does the again stuff keep opening? Go away. Index, proximal, middle, proximal, little, proximal, ring, ring, proximal, index, proximal. It's fucked up again. I make mistakes frequently and vigorously. Okay. Pose, reset, pose, enforce T-pose, apply, done. Okay, so this guy now needs to be good. Okay, so that imported automatically. Now add component, VR check, avatar, okay, VRC, avatar descriptor. You've got your viewpoint. Now I've been told that, well, for this it doesn't matter. If you have your viewpoint like far forward, you'll lift up and down when you look at stuff, and having it back further makes you not do that, but that's not very far. That's fine. I know he doesn't have any of this going on. Playable layers. You don't need to use my base layer. If you don't want to, all it does is make you go into a little dangly hover thing when you fly. I need to change the name. So this should be Advanced FX Static. You should use it, probably. But you can use either one. The blend tree one just has blended, like, moving versions of your poses, and the static one just has static versions of your poses. The static one is easier for you to fix and update. You don't have to fix and update every single pose animation. You can just do, oops, I was supposed to be the action layer. You can just do like a few, and it's easier to fix the static one. But none, I'm not, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just using blend tree. Expression menu, parameters menu. Right. Control S. Now we need to make it an AnyTaur. Drag the script onto this guy. Okay, this is I haven't fixed this yet. You can delete this stuff it's talking about, but only that stuff. Don't delete any other stuff. Alright, let's do some. What? Did I mess up?
So one thing I'm going to do a bunch of times here in quick succession is like update my FBX model in Blender and then come back here in Unity and see how it's doing. You can freely do that for almost any kind of mesh edits. You can delete meshes, either like deleting mesh in edit mode or like deleting anything but your body mesh. Like if you have a hat mesh, you can delete the hat mesh. I don't think you can add meshes fully with this mode, but adding or changing blend shapes, you can do that. But you also don't change your bone angles without using the AnyTaur script to disable your constraints first. So like if you need to change some bone angles, like I could have done but didn't, to like maybe update this model some shoulder and upper arm, which like I did not put in properly. So if I had wanted to update something like that on the model while I was working, I would have to get out of play mode, disable constraints with the script, go into Blender, make the bone angle changes I wanted to make, re-export the FBX,
And then I could activate and lock my constraints. Except if you do that, your poses are going to be screwed up too. So you also have to, you might need to fully destroy and create it after doing that. But I think you just need to hit the calibrate offsets button again after you do that. And maybe that would work. Anyway, if for some reason making bone angle changes doesn't work for you, has any funny side effects, just start over. The script makes it really easy to start over. Sorry, just start over if that happens to you. But mesh edits, almost totally completely fine. And it's actually really nice to work on your weight painting by leaving this guy dancing in Unity and then like tabbing back and forth to check on him as you work.
Destroy, create, disable, activate, lock, advance, disable, activate, lock, calibrate, chair pose. What? Is this some sort of problem? Everything's rigged. What is your problem? Oh. Pretty big problem. I don't know why that fell off. His armature fell off. Armature. Armature. No, excuse me. Armature, armature. Armature. Okay. Oh, because I renamed it. Jeez. Fucking Blender. I would have thought that would have been fine. Whatever.
The
Try it
last
again.
2 doors remain shut. But you did.
FBX. I'm still on FBX all. Alright. Hold on. Mom's gonna have opera blaring in the background here in a sec. Close the door. Alright. There. Okay, but you can see it here, so... Oh, that's the thighs on the blanket. Oh, that's the thighs on the blanket. Hold on. I didn't realize the blanket needs some help. Thigh L. Weight paint. Thigh, hind, thigh L. Thigh R. Thigh, hind, thigh L. Gosh, and we do have a little bit of shin R as well. Wait, why was that on both sides? No, that's fine. That's fine. That's just on the right. That's just, never mind. I'm blind. Okay. So that's fixed. So if you mess up this step, if you tab back to Unity before Blender is totally finished, you'll have to reset your custom human avatar definition. So be careful. Anyway, all right. So back to calibration. The back legs are fine. They'll probably be hovering a little bit up off the ground, quote unquote, too much later, but I don't really care because that looks...
That would be if I had not gone on to turn their constraint weights down. If I had left the constraint weights extremely high, so the legs were like very willing to hike up super high, then that's what I would get, is that they would be way too willing to be way up high, and so they'd spend a lot of time hovering off the ground. But after I tune them properly, obviously they don't do that.
Natural for a horse. I like how that looks. I think that looks good. So let's try to get the front legs.
Sorry, I guess I don't explicitly state this. The goal of this chair pose calibration is you want at least your hind and front feet to be at the same height and ideally on or around the dotted line. But it's just a general guide. Every model's proportions are going to be different.
That's the best the front legs can do. Come on. That's way too much for a horse. That's going to look ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave all of the rest of it in one, and then let's make this less. Oh, that's even better. Oh, those hind legs look so good, I don't want to mess with them. Right, so the dotted line is where your foot ostensibly is. So I'm going to have this be the horse. That kind of looks like a horse getting up. Not really. It doesn't really look like a horse getting up. It looks like a horse with problems. So this is probably the best you're going to do on a horse rig. Horses are difficult. Snap. There is stuff if you've got the world's best horse and I think it's great, I might put in the extra work to make this work properly for horses. It's not impossible. It's just impossible for you. Slightly. Nice and safe. Need to be medium. Medium's already on by default. Take a step is no longer perfectly accurate to how it will look in game. Just trust me. 4-foot pickup is terrifying. I'm not going to calibrate it right now. Basically, you'd want to rotate these feet to match your hands, and there are instructions. But horse feet don't twist that way, so it wouldn't look good to calibrate it on a horse anyway. Boop. AnyTaur wiggler.
Okay, so while I'm thinking of it, the reason I think that I've snapped this model for a second is that I kind of limited the allowable hip rotation in this wiggler to stop it from having a certain sort of semi-irrevocable problem if you wiggled your AnyTaur too much. But because this model had a different hip angle from the default AnyTaur, I'm pretty sure I wound up wiggling it past that critical point that I tried to silently protect people from. So if you change your humanoid hip angle, the only place remaining, it's stable everywhere else. The only place remaining that you might have a weird problem, well, I hope it's stable everywhere else. So if you find yourself snapping in the wiggler, it's like, what has happened to my model? And you changed your hip rotation, just don't wiggle yourself all that far, okay? And good luck with not having problems later. If you have those problems, consider just going back into your rig and making your hips more straight up and down. But so, yeah, it will probably mostly be fine. Hopefully.
All right, so that's clearly too much. Let's try 0.2. Did I snap him? What the fuck? Something's wrong with his wiggler. Okay, I don't know, whatever. Now it's responding properly. I don't care. It's respond. That's too much for a horse, but I'm just gonna leave it that way. It's fine. Not gonna touch any of this. This is gonna be pretty much fine for almost everyone. Oh, right. Okay, so if you want that step to go well for you, make sure that you leave. So this is hind spine. Okay, so make sure that you always move hind spine and bend to the same place. So that's hind spine. So here's bend. See the end of bend here? This end, and you have to export the FBX with leaf bones because the leaf bone that gets exported at the end of the bend bone is used for a bunch of stuff with the apparent length offset system later. So make sure, and the correct position for this bend end bone is back here at your hind hips, matching, hind spine. So make sure this is there and that those got moved together, and then you'll be fine and you won't have to mess with anything here. The only thing you'll have to mess with is that your VR chat station also spawns where bend end is, so you're going to have to properly move it. Okay, don't need to do that. He's a tar. He's a tar by default. I didn't need to click that. Doesn't have wings. None of that is your problem. Okay, let's test him. You have to remove the script before you... fuck. I do not have the thing. I'm not even logged in. How fast can I do this? You want the emulator. 100% you want the emulator. You don't want to have to be building and testing and crashing and uploading and everything just to tweak basic stuff. I kind of wish I had kept his sword, but whatever. I should put the sword back on. Who's this sword? The Taurus? No. Pelise was his jacket. One of these? Yes, one of them was this sword. Don't need that. I just need this blade. Of course, now it will be the wrong size because I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't care. Oh, that was pretty close. Oh, is that how you hold sword? I'm gonna say it is. Alright, here's your trusty blade. I'm just gonna merge this with you. Join. Wheat paint. What? Hello? Show my... Okay, so I only have the blade selected, and I'm gonna add it to hand R by... Excuse me, hand again R. You're gonna have problems if you put it on just hand R, because there are poses where you drop yourself in world space, and it would be kind of funny if you went jogging around with your flying weapon, but that's not what I'm gonna have it do. Weight paint. Strength is 1. I'm on the hand again group. Weights, set weight, and the bone for it doesn't exist, so now it's just part of your hand. Centaur. We're still FBX all. And the normals in the face need to be flipped, but life is too short. Okay. Oh. Enable the emulator. So his fist was like rotated because this model was just for a render. I'm not gonna deal with that. That's not the rotation of your hand in VR chat. Only the left fist is kind of accurate for that. But again, this is just a test model. And there he is. He's a horse. Horse and... Oh, okay. I didn't get that blanket. Okay, that blanket's causing problems. I am not invested enough in the blanket to deal with it causing this many problems. He's got a sword. The sword is good enough. There, no blanket. This could be better. Okay, like this could all be... Why are you... Okay, so you're messed up for some reason. Oh, did I not? I didn't finish fixing this project. Yours will just work. I promise yours will just work. I thought it was fixed, but it's not. Let's go to AnyTaur v14. AnyTaur script. Alright. Just gonna quick delete this. You don't have to do this. This was my oversight. I thought I had finished fixing this project and I had not. It does not have the latest version of stuff. destroy, create, disable, activate, lock, go advanced, disable, activate, lock, calibrate. These are wrong, but as long as I don't press the button, previous ones are still saved in the project's animations. Yep, and so the bend distance is still saved. Remove component. Let's try it now. How are you looking, babe? Ah, fuck. Okay, so I need to figure out what the problem is with that. Oh. No? Okay, I'm gonna figure out what the problem is. Okay, I figured out what the problem is. I don't know why it's still a problem. Oh, never mind. I know why it's a problem. This is fixed for you, don't worry about it. That's just because I haven't updated the prefab in this old weird project. They all say bend fix, right? Yours will work. Yours will work. Yours will work. I should have done it in the other project. All right, babe. Yes! Woohoo! Okay, now it's working. Am I recording? Yes. Oh, we've got a stray vertex, but there. All right. Listen, it's working. There's the Centaur guy going around. Being a horse. So yeah, you probably specifically for this model, it would probably have been better. Oh, I can do it. Is go into leave the first maybe three tailbones for a horse, and then go in there and remove the constraints on the subsequent ones, and just put a fizbone, and then that will work correctly. There he is. He's doing his little dance, waving his menacing blade around. And he pretty much looks like a horse, because he does. That is probably around the best that can be done with the horse front legs. I can try. I can try maybe turning down the constraint weight on the shins so that it looks like these ones are. But this isn't really made for horses. This is the best it's going to do on a horse. The back legs are fine. And I mean, if you don't know that much about horses, it's a fine job on a horse. I want to see Snake. Sometimes if you switch things too fast, it doesn't work. There he is, doing his sultry dance. Yeah, so that's why you don't want to have your bending turned up way high, because some of that, that is the maximum that it will do. And you will do that maximum. Sensible lad. Okay. See you next time.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So try it. It will work for you. Trust me. You can trust me. Trust me. Trust me. It will work for you. Oh, link in the description, etc. Various links.